Welcome to online classes. We are already familiar with the topic verbs. We have also learned finite verbs and non-finite verbs and various functions of non-finite verbs. Now we shall discuss about another topic, modals. Modals are also verbs, but these modal verbs have certain specific functions to perform. First of all, we shall see what are the modal verbs: shall, should, will, would, may, might, can, could, must, ought to, need, dare, used to are modal verbs. All these modal verbs are also used as helping verb along with the main verbs. These modals are also used as helping verb along with the main verbs. So these modals are also known as modal auxiliaries. Auxiliary means helping. So, since these modals are used with main verb as helping verb, these modals are also known as modal auxiliaries. Now we shall see some the functions of various modal auxiliaries. Will and shall. First, will. The will commonly is used to express some action in the simple future. Future actions are denoted by will. For example, the forecast said that it will rain tomorrow. The forecast said that it will rain tomorrow. Simply an action which is going to take place in the future. Then another function is show determination. We are so determined to do something in the future that to express the determination we use will. I will do my best to win the badminton championship. I will do my best to win the badminton championship. That I will use all the possibilities to win the badminton championship. That is my determination. The strong mind, will, is shown by that. So here will is used in this example. Will is used to express determination. Then make promises and offers. Promise and offers are also expressed by will. We will replace. It's a promise. We will replace the faulty water purifier at no extra cost. That is a promise done. So from will we should understand the context that it is a promise. We will replace the faulty water purifier at no extra cost. Without any extra cost, we will replace the water purifier. Then the negative form of will is will not, and will not can be contracted, or it can be shortened as want. Will not, want is equal to will not, or want is the contracted form of will not. So want means also will not. For example, I will do my best to win the badminton championship. I will not do my best to win the badminton championship. I won't do my best to win the badminton championship. So instead of will not, we can use the shortened form won't also. Now shall. Shall is used with the first person pronouns. So commonly in general cases we use shall with the first person pronouns I and we. I shall do my work. We shall go to market. Like that examples. But here shall is used, the other function of shall is that shall is used to make suggestions. As in the example, shall we visit Ganpatipur in this weekend? Shall we visit Ganpatipur this weekend? So that is a suggestion made by shall we I suggest that shall we go to meet Ganpati Phule this weekend. Though as I said before, shall is grammatically it is proper to use shall with I and we, but nowadays shall is very rarely used. With all the subjects, will is used in place of shall. Only in some special cases we use shall. But according to the grammar, we are supposed to use shall with the first when the subject is first person pronoun, that is I or we. And the negative form of shall is shall not. Shall not can be contracted to shan't, S-H-A-N-T, shan't. Shan't is the contracted form of shall not. Now can. Can is used to express, can has many functions. It is used to express someone's ability. As in the example, Manju can speak French and Tamil fluently. Manju can speak French and Tamil fluently. In this example, can shows the ability of Manju to speak Tamil and French. So Manju has the ability to speak French and Tamil. That ability is expressed through the modal auxiliary can. So Manju can speak French and Tamil fluently means Manju has the ability to speak French and Tamil fluently. Then can is also used in an informal way to ask permission. Informally, not a can is not a formal way of asking for permission. For example, can I watch television for half an hour? Can I watch television for half an hour? Is an informal way of asking permission. Maybe at our home, to our parents or elders or even youngsters, we may use this informal way of asking permission. Then can is also used to make a suggestion. Like we can ask, we can request Uncle Ken to help us. We can request Uncle Ken to help us. That is a suggestion. Then another function is to talk about possibility. It can become cold and windy in November here. So that is the possibility. Here in this place, in the month of November, there is the possibility of becoming cold and windy. So can expresses ability, someone's ability to do something or perform something. Ask for permission in an informal way, then to make a suggestion, then talk about the possibility of something to happen, can be expressed through can. The negative form of can is cannot, and the contracted form of cannot is can't, C-A-N apostrophe T, can't. I hope you all understood this topic, will, shall and can. So in other class we shall learn about other models. Thank you everyone.